All right, welcome to our spoilers
Yeah.
discussion. But it's been like 4 weeks, 3 weeks since the films that came out. So
I'm pretty sure everyone knows. Actually, even spoiled like most of the major spoilerly things in the trailer. So let's get out of it. Wolverine's in the movie.
Yes.
What?
That's that.
I guess we'll talk about that scene first since you mentioned it. So what did you think about the Wolverine scene?
Oh,
Besides
you
the fact that it was
the
already-
murder scene? It's like I was thinking when I was watching. You haven't watched Daredevil season 2?
I have.
I was thinking they could have like if this was the R-rated version that they wanted. They would have had like and so in Daredevil there's a part of the Punisher he's just going down a corridor with a ship. Like literally like by the end of it he's just like covered in blood. That's what I was kind of expecting because this movie is like super like I was surprised how much gore was actually.
That was the thing too, because last movie was with Wolverine as the center was Days of Future Past, and then you just see him he, like stabs a couple people, but this one is like it's just like you see the hallway and there's just like blood everywhere and
so a bunch of X-Men get disintegrated.
And no, actually the one thing I really liked though was that how they somehow incorporated the Weapon X program.
Yes,
and how they had him in that. I thought that was kind of how it was clever. Same as how I'm surprised they didn't say.
What's leading up to the Old Man Logan movie.
So
this I like how
do you think that's like gonna go directly into that?
I think they'll have a flashback
because she puts her head on the and she says, "What did you give him?" And then she
a
says,
couple memories. No, it's like it's almost like it's trying to be like that.
Yeah.
Once you leave with Logan, that's where you start X-Men 1.
Yeah.
Because apparently.
No, but it's all retcon though.
But yeah, see, that's what makes
so maybe he's not
even the funniest thing about this though, thinking about that scene.
That
explains more of Wolverine's backstory than the 2-hour movie of X-Men Origins. Like that's all it does.
They told Deadpool storyline too. They had to tell Deadpool origin. They had to balance it all out, Zach.
Oh yeah, totally. I mean, they did Deadpool story in like 20 minutes.
They needed to show how Sabretooth and
Logan are
brothers, apparently. Even though never referenced that once in any. Okay, I think we're getting sidetracked.
So I think we should before. So what did you think of it, Trent?
It was badass though. I was just like, get out of here! All this blood. You see blood. It's just spraying the wall.
Oh no! It was amazing.
It really was. You see the helmet, just like the comics,
and then it's just like him just pulling out.
Okay. And like one thing that was disappointing though, no Hugh Jackman ass shot.
No, I thought it was funny. It's like that's what we were expecting because they did it from like the legs up. We were expecting like Hugh ass.
Here it comes.
Like in the other X-Men movies, because apparently he's just like
has to show his ass in every.
Like just like imagine like he probably like showed up on set that day,
completely naked.
And like Hugh, you don't have to show up naked. Oi.
No, I said, what's it called?
He
left his pants off between takes, and then he put him back.
No, they didn't even do. They just CGI'd pants on for him. But that was. Okay, I think we're getting more sidetracked. I think we should just talk about the overall story now that we've gone through murder.
Story.
So, overall, I like the opening sequence. I thought like
you mean the Prince of Egypt?
No, the Prince of Egypt remake or Gods of Egypt or
the actual
Gods of Egypt. I thought it was cool. Like how they open it up inside, and then they show us shot in the pyramid.
I was thinking the Mummy halfway through was expecting like Brendan Fraser to pop up.
But I thought that was all done well. Like just to like set up just like who Apocalypse is and like how old is he, and then after that. It just cuts to what does it cut to after that?
The 80s.
It cuts to Scott.
Class, maybe?
It's Scott's class.
He's in the class, and he's like, "Oh my eyes," and the guy's like, "Oh."
I think that's what the movie just kind of like. I think like a lot like kind of like how Batman Superman like just that opening was just so good, and then it just kind of went.
Well, I mean, it's kind of hard to like segue from like. Betrayal, espionage, and destroying a pyramid and destroying a god to people getting like crushed by rocks and like being impaled to like there's something wrong with my eyes, and they're talking about like I thought it was funny how it's switched over. They wanted to keep mutants secret, but like 10 years later, they're literally talking about it in history class.
Yeah.
When I'm pretty sure in high school we talked. That must have been like the end of the year type of thing. Like, oh, we got to the 70s. That was 10 years ago.
Oh yeah, that thing with Mystique.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's it called? What were we talking about? Oh yeah, the intro.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I did like it. Thought it went maybe a little bit long, but
Like,
it was.
I thought
it set up everything like we need to know about Apocalypse and like what's his goal and what's his end game, and then how they had the naked Oscar Isaac on the table showing that he can transfer his body, so then that would be like later on into what would happen later with Patrick Stewart with Professor X.
You getting mixed up with X-Men 3.
Yeah, but so beside the opening, what did you think of like I guess the middle of the movie by this point now?
I can't remember what happened in the middle.
Oh my god! So
they're
okay. No, it's because it
turns into like not like a rom-com, but like
not more. It was like a recruitment movie, like.
Oh,
like it kind of like it showed Apocalypse getting his
4 horsemen,
and it showed Professor X going out. I mean, and
not really. It was like because Nightcrawler was like it was more Mystique stuff.
Oh, you're right. So
she just brings him over because she's like, oh, I need like a fast way to get to Professor X's. Because going from, I thought that was actually really well done how they had the gigantic like mutant fight club.
Yeah. That was
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, that was kind of cool.
2 men enter, 1 man leaves.
And Blob cameo.
Blob. Yeah. The
Blob.
I forgot about that.
But I like those segments, but then you get to the parts where they start talking, and it's like all over the place. Just because you can tell that they easily edited parts out because they wanted it to be either really funny or just have awkward dialogue between people as teenagers do.
I guess that was. I think it was. I think a tone thing was kind of like
totally over.
Like it like at least with Batman vs Superman, like it stayed completely dark throughout the entire thing, but this one like you have like some really dark shit, and then all of a sudden like
so people like in like
you go from
when people get decapitated
to quote
Professor X getting kidnapped
to quote one of the producers on Phantom Menace, like you go from the death of a hero to like slightly comedic because it's kind of the reverse of that, because you had like the cute little Quicksilver scenes, and then Scott's brother is dead.
Your brother's dead. And then they get kidnapped by Stryker. It's like, oh my god.
It gets all over the place.
Speaking of that, I like how Jubilee is first hanging out with
don't even talk to me about
they just completely cut her out of the rest of the movie.
No, so from what I've read, there are a lot more scenes with Jubilee because they go to the mall.
Yeah.
And they have literally a picture of, if you've seen it, I'll probably put it over here, if it's where it's Scott has a record with Taylor Swift on it as Dazzler. And they go to an arcade, and I guess Jubilee gets pissed off and she uses her powers to like destroy an arcade machine. But then they destroy. I was just. She's like one of my favorite characters. And it's like you counted it. One line in the entire movie.
Does she really get one line?
Yeah, maybe 2 at most. I might have.
I guess there was like a grunt when she falls over.
Maybe she said something when they saw Return of the Jedi.
She said something about Return of the Jedi.
So they see Return of the Jedi and they make fun. And I thought that was really funny.
It was like making fun of X-Men: The Last Stand. They're like, the third one's always the worst. Although that could be referencing this
movie too. Speaking of that, Paul brought up a good point right before we did shooting, is that every superhero movie since Star Wars was announced coming back has had a Star Wars reference. Doesn't matter if it's Marvel, DC, Independent, they've had a Star Wars reference, and it's really funny. So I thought that was funny because I was thinking more of, actually, if you played BioShock Infinite, they had the exact same joke of where they accidentally go to the future and they see Revenge of the Jedi. Or I guess, actually it would be called Revenge of the Jedi, but they have Return of the Jedi here as an 80s reference. I thought that was really funny.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but like the Return of the Jedi, it kind of fell out of place though. Just all of a sudden, they're like, they're at the movies and they're just walking, and then all of a sudden, then it cuts right back to
to the story.
Yeah, the story.
What's it called? How did you guys like it taking place in the 80s?
I love
Besides the fact that nobody ages, but...
Okay, no. Before we talk about the 80s, we gotta talk about this. This is more important than the 80s. Apparently everyone just drinks the Fountain of Youth because, like, looking at it, I was having a hard time because they gave... Professor X just doesn't look like Patrick's... Like, he just doesn't age for a person that's supposed to be in his 40s, except they gave him some gray and then he goes bald.
I didn't even notice the gray.
Yeah, he had like a little bit of gray, like, oh, I'm getting old. And then, like, Michael Fassbender as Magneto just doesn't age. He's just the same.
Actually, they could have had Patrick Stewart as Professor X since he doesn't age, right?
And then Quicksilver too, like...
Quicksilver, okay.
So he's like, it's been 10 years since I seen my father, and I'm like, really, it's been 10 years? I'm like...
It was like 15 minutes.
I guess you can make the argument since he moves faster, like...
He
ages, like, I don't know.
So what the fuck about with Magneto? Does he just take his iron every day?
Yes.
Yeah.
I can understand, Mystique, I can understand, Hank, but not, even, I guess Scott's brother, which makes no sense, because he'd probably be in his 40s, too.
He still looks like he's, 18 or...
Yeah, that's what I'm so confused about.
Yeah. But I still love the 80s.
I love so not getting into the 80s, this movie was,
a lot of,
Oh, it was, they took, was it Bryan Singer?
What about Bryan Singer?
He just, okay, we're making the 80s. Get everything you can to be 80s as possible. Much as how Days of Future Past
was the 70s, and First Class was 1960s.
No, how it was the epitome of the 60s and the 70s.
Yeah.
I thought that was really fun of having the 80s in every little reference.
Yeah.
Every image in that entire movie.
My favorite was the Knight Rider.
Mine too, actually.
Really? Not the Quicksilver song they had?
Okay, that scene was... I like how they did the Time in the Bottle. I think that they used that song well with that the next Quicksilver scene. Even though it kind of felt redundant since we had here's the obvious Quicksilver scene, but I don't know. I still like it.
It worked in the last film, so put it.
We're getting in the 90s. We're gonna get him listening to Nirvana. And still not aging.
Yeah. What song was Angel listening to?
Metallica's The Four Horsemen.
The Four Horsemen. I thought that was the one I died the most, just because it was the perfect song you could possibly put in there. Besides maybe Puppet Master.
True. He's just sitting on the scaffold drinking whiskey.
Straight whiskey. He's just getting really into it.
He fits the stereotype of the athlete who gets injured and then he becomes all depressed, I guess. That's what they were going for.
I guess it was Karate Kid at this point. I'm surprised they haven't done Karate Kid. They just didn't have him do a fucking crane kick.
Yes.
With wings.
Yeah, Angel's pretty much Mr. Miyagi on that one day, his anniversary or whatever.
Yeah, when he was getting on drugs.
Yes.
Alright, so what did you guys think of Apocalypse Master Plan?
What plan?
What plan?
He had a plan? I thought he was just freestyling
I thought it was really dumb. So he unleashes all the nuclear weapons.
No, we can't even get to that part. We can't even get to that part. How he comes to the idea of his plan, he goes to Storm's house while they're playing one of the best. My favorite episodes of Star Trek, which is ironic because the whole episode of that is basically talking about false gods. And he just puts his hand on the TV. And it's like an Age of Ultron moment.
Exactly.
He just somehow takes from the 80s the badness of the world. I'm surprised he didn't cut in Adolf Hitler, Stalin, and more Ronald Reagan. But they start talking about the nuclear arms race. And he's just oh, wow. These people are assholes. Well, I better purge them.
But what you think he's gonna do is... so he launches off the nukes and then he just blows them up.
No, he doesn't even blow them up.
They don't
even show that. No, okay. So he launches them into space. And they're just there. So they're in... This is the problem with even if he would have won regardless now.
Yeah.
But no, his whole plan was to get rid of the nuclear armament and then take up everything that humanity has made with Magneto and rip it out of the ground. to cause a new world order.
That makes no sense.
Like, I would imagine
so
like him like
his
walking...
plan to kill humanity or just...
Purge it!
Or just, or just to have his form, but then what's his...
No, because he said in the movie that what he does, because when he was talking to Magneto before, like, purging Auschwitz, was that he comes in and, like, he cleanses the earth.
We'll get to that later.
He cleanses the earth, so when it starts to stink again, he comes back and cleanses it again. So apparently that's why, like, Atlantis probably fucking failed. You know? In Pompeii. That's probably why Pompeii is destroyed.
So, basically Ivan Ooze, or...
Yeah, pretty much.
or no, I'm trying to think of a villain who did that. Where humanity becomes too corrupt and then they... Oh, I think thinking about... I'm thinking about the League of Shadows.
Yeah, that's
basically...
the bubonic plague.
Yeah.
So he's Ra's al Ghul?
Yeah, he's basically the League of Assassins. So that's what
where he comes in and...
there's like... The problem with that is I have like 3 major problems with this. With this plan, even if like he was to succeed. 1, he didn't blow up the nukes, and even if he did, he would have poisoned the atmosphere, thus killing himself. 2, the nukes are still in orbit, and there's this thing called, gravitational decay. And there's like, all the nukes are in the sky now, so they'll just like come down, blow up, and...
They just forget about them.
Yeah, they just forget about them. And then 3 is he builds a fucking pyramid, and that's about it. He wants to control everyone in the world. Great. There's still fucking nukes in the sky. Well, I guess he could have like gotten Magneto to like wonder whip this shit and like throw them away, but I don't think he knows how nukes work. And then 4, those aren't all the nukes in the world. They're stockpiled in bunkers.
I guess like the Cold War ends there. Right?
No,
that's not true, because apparently after Apocalypse is defeated, everyone just starts, we better start making more bombs again!
Oh, yeah.
Because, a guy's like, who's turning all the keys? We are!
Alright, so speaking of Magneto, I think now we're gonna go into the Magneto storyline.
Oh, God.
So... The way I thought it was well done. The way they had set it up, like just kind of establishing like his motivations that were like gonna come later in the film. Like, oh, here's him with his wife and child, and then he's just trying to live a normal life and
live with the humans.
Like he has a house. Like they're all living together in harmony. And then some idiot at his job
after saving a dude's life from being crushed.
Yeah.
So it was like
rats him out, and
it was like the exact opposite. If it was like regular Magneto, he would have been like from like Man of Steel, he would have just let him get crushed.
Yeah, exactly.
He would have let them all drown. But no.
What was I supposed to do? Let the giant piece of iron crush him?
Like that would have happened, and none of this would have happened.
So I guess Kevin Costner was right this whole time.
He was right.
That his wife and child are dead. He should have listened to Kevin Costner. But I liked how that was all set up, and then I was confused. You had to explain it to me, like how they bring out the bow, and I was like, why did they bring out the bow? Like,
he can explain.
Yeah, because they find out who he is. And,
but that makes no sense because
they
all like when they still. I don't.
No, don't think about it.
I'm not gonna think about it, just because the part that really pissed me off about this is that the guy shoots the arrow even though he's not fully, cocked.
Yeah.
And it somehow goes through two. It goes through two people, and not just like goes through 2 people. It goes through 2 people. Yeah, I would like imagine it maybe just going through her.
Yeah, just.
And that would have just been worse.
Just screw physics. That's like.
Yeah, just screw because this is a guy that literally took a locket and like.
Or maybe he was a mutant. He was able to push the.
Oh, you know what? It was actually Apocalypse's plan. But no, it was just.
And then
I liked it, but for fuck's sake, why? Like every time the motivation for Magneto is that my life is getting shittier, what do I do?
What possibly could go wrong?
Yeah, no, it's like, okay, like the beginning part of it, I kind of figured, even with that, like in the trailer they showed it.
I knew, as soon as they show the wife and the kid, I knew that they were going to die.
Because my Frank Castle senses were tingling. But
yeah, exactly.
The second like he walks outside and he sees his daughter and she's like fucking holding a deer.
Oh yeah, the deer in his hand.
Oh my goodness, I forgot about that.
That part was just like I was like, oh, they're dead.
What's happened to your family, Daddy? Oh, they took them from me.
No.
I did like no one's ever taken me away from you.
No, it's like okay.
10 minutes later.
Okay. The other funny thing about this is watching that scene. Did you guys ever watch Commando from Arnold Schwarzenegger?
No.
That is the exact same premise.
Really?
It's like, they're literally the part they're eating ice cream and like they're feeding animals.
Or they're getting the face off too.
So it's like that was a really funny cliche, but then it gets to like, man, so I gotta kill everybody now because they're all like scum of the earth.
But that was.
And then Magneto changed his heart again. It's like flip flopping. Like, is he good? Is he bad? I mean, he did kill a lot of people.
But, yeah, true. I thought it was pretty well done. Michael Fassbender. It was really good acting.
Well, that doesn't even give me my favorite part of this movie.
Here's the thing. I'm still trying to figure it out. Is that why didn't they use Quicksilver as his turnaround?
I have no.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't get why they're still delaying that.
They should have.
They I
that
feel
like been like
that I don't because they set it up in the first one and then they're still delaying it in this one. Now we have to wait another trilogy of movies until we finally get. I
guess it's going to be like they're probably gonna kill Quicksilver off in the last.
Oh, because Avengers didn't do that.
Yeah, because it's gonna be like, it's gonna be no, you gotta know
if you haven't seen it.
Because heavens to Betsy. You know, Magneto's like, I'm a good guy again. Quicksilver's dead. Daddy. So, well, I gotta kill humanity again.
So they should have done that. Quicksilver, he makes Magneto turn, and that would have actually given purpose to the Return of the Jedi reference.
Yeah.
Just like Return of the Jedi.
See, no, it would have made sense if he said, like, when he's getting his ass kicked out of him by, like, Apocalypse, if it was like, Father.
Yeah.
Or something.
And all the way they did that, where they do the Quicksilver, it seems like he's going to say it, but you know that he's not actually going to say it. That they were trying to make it unexpected, but it was actually really cliche.
What did he say?
No, he said like,
I'm here for my family too.
What he should have done, he should have said like, I'm here for my family too. Pause and then said Dad.
Yeah.
And so then we would have thought, then that would have been a bit unexpected.
But that would have been it would have had to have been at a point in time where Quicksilver is at his weakest. And Magneto's at his strongest.
Apocalypse broke his leg.
Yes! That's the part I'm talking about. When he gets his ass kicked, that's when he would have said it. And then that's where Magneto would have been like, oh, I gotta protect my family. But it would have been like, I bet.
Father, please.
Father, please. Yeah, you're right.
But I'm pretty sure there's probably some cut somewhere. There's probably some cut of this movie somewhere where that actually happened, but they decided they're gonna save it for the next movie.
I guess.
Yeah.
But I think it was set up to because his wife and child had just died, and then. He could have seen. Oh, I can still save my son.
My son. But the funny thing about this is that they keep trying to tease Scarlet Witch, but they can't quite get there.
I don't get that either because in the first one you see Quicksilver has a sister, and in this one Magneto has a daughter, and then. Nothing Scarlet Witch.
But she was still kind of cool that her power was she's Snow White, basically. It's like if it's like Shrek 3 when they use like Snow White. It's like, it's like that, But it's like, that don't even get me started about my other favorite part of this movie.
Which part?
The part, no, not the part.
Oh, are we getting to the Auschwitz or?
No, okay, that's my. No, I'm talking. Okay, then I switch to my third favorite part. Okay, I'll go to my second favorite part first. Then they go back. Like, I'm gonna just take you after like Apocalypse comes and takes Magneto away. He takes him to fucking Auschwitz.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, what could they possibly do here? I gotta say, when that happened, I probably started clapping. Like, yeah! Thank you for destroying history, but thank you for destroying Auschwitz.
Well, I'm taking a trip to Auschwitz in the summer. So now there's nothing. Now there's nothing to see because Magneto destroyed it. So.
But no, I thought that scene was actually a really good scene. Mm-hmm. Just because it shows. They could have done so much more with it. It's like kind of like showing what a true monster is.
Yeah, and
while showing a true monster.
And I have to say, I was kind of skeptical with Oscar Isaac as Apocalypse, but it wasn't. I think part that was the best scene. Like he kind of like stood out. Like he was like the way he kind of like manipulated Magneto. Like you kind of like saw like his like selfish desires and everything like that he wanted from Magneto. And I thought I think the speech delivered too. Like,
and how like he was basically. Again, more Star Wars stuff. He was telling him to like tap into like, his hatred.
Wait, so that's what he was talking about when he said everything they built will fall? He was talking about the Nazis?
Yeah. No,
just humanity in general.
Because what happens is Magneto's like, where were you when like they came?
Where were you? I was asleep.
I was asleep. Like I could have prevented World War II.
I could have prevented all of this.
So I kind of like how like the thing that that created the monster of Magneto he destroys with his new power of basically earthbending.
Yes.
I guess like it's like the opposite of how like there's earthbending and metal bending. It's just they flipped it over. Where you can like now.
It's the reverse. The reverse. Okay,
because he can get the minerals from.
You can move the earth. Yeah. I remember.
Yeah, slightly better than the earthbending.
And then so
that's airbender.
That's earthbending done right too.
Yes, that's
earthbending done right. So then my favorite thing about this movie was that they destroy Cairo.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure Cairo has a really big population. You'll probably see the estimated population there. But you just see like Magneto like lift up the city with like Apocalypse, like making like his huge pyramid, and they don't even like dodge the fact that people are getting like smushed and like turned into a big bloody pyramid. Like Cairo is like completely destroyed, and they don't do like the Batman versus Superman thing. Like, luckily, we cleared everyone out of Cairo, or it's like Civil War, and it's like, man, there's consequences to this. And Apocalypse is like, we're making a pyramid out of corpses.
Yeah, but did they really even show any extras during any of those scenes? Like, I don't remember.
No, but everyone in that movie, they just showed like Apocalypse killed, Magneto like beheaded people, Apocalypse turned them into sand.
No,
like the most like graphic things you could possibly do to a person.
Instead, all they do is show a bridge.
No mourning for them either.
No mourning.
Like, at least in
no funeral scene.
Well, I mean, for Havoc, there's not much you can make a funeral for.
That was a really great death. So respectful to the character.
Yeah, he got so pissed off that Apocalypse disappears and he blows himself up.
Exactly. They
with the X-Jet, which they blew up.
Alright, so we talked about Magneto.
Should we talk about the side character? I mean, the main characters?
Or the Four Horsemen?
I think we're going with the Four Horsemen first.
Yeah. What did you think of them?
Oh my god. Okay, so to quote Apocalypse, 3 out of 4 of them, useless! Seriously, like, half of the movie, they're just Apocalypse, they just suddenly appear and they're all standing there.
They're standing there.
No, and they're not doing it, they're just standing there. It's like Madonna's Vogue, strike the pose. Seriously.
No.
That's all they were doing.
And the way they built them up in, like, trailers and stuff was, like, they're supposed to be extremely badass. Like, you got Angel again.
Yes, Archangel.
Useless. Archangelus.
Yeah.
Useless. The only thing he could do is give himself like a.
Jerry curl.
Mohawk. Storm was badass. Not even like question about it, even though she was like kind of questioning it.
Yeah.
I thought she was actually a really good replacement for Halle Berry.
Yeah, she was great.
I didn't care for Halle Berry.
Okay.
She actually nailed the accent this time.
Yes, the accent. You didn't like Halle Berry's accent?
The first movie. And they just completely cut it out for the rest of the movie.
No, but so I thought that was cool. I also love because 80s Storm is my favorite Storm.
Alexandra Shipp is the actress.
How they kept with like the mohawk, and I kind of thought it was funny how that's how she got her white hair was Apocalypse touched her.
And then, and
then my favorite line in the whole movie said, "Welcome to the '80s."
Yeah.
That was great.
That was a good line.
That was.
And then we had Psylocke, which I love Olivia Munn. I've loved her since Attack of the Show. They really didn't use her in this movie, but yet they used her for every promotional thing you can possibly do.
I liked her costume. I thought
that was a good costume.
Well, I mean, it was either that or you're gonna have like BDSM playtext.
She had a whip.
She had a whip too.
She had a pink whip.
So like her powers are like she can like make. I guess energy. They didn't really explain it. She can like make energy sword and with a katana.
Yeah, pink laser sword.
Pink laser sword.
You could just see her use her pink laser sword go to town.
And then like the way they used her, I kind of like that they didn't kill her off. Like they're gonna.
I was really happy. I thought she was gonna.
Did they not kill her off?
No, she walked away.
No, remember that was the really badass scene where
that was Mystique, wasn't it?
No, because they showed after Apollo
afterwards it just shows her running away. She falls from the plane and then she gets her sword and she like puts it into the wall. She does this amazing landing.
Knocks herself out.
Basically like Deadpool. Woo! Superhero landing.
Speaking of Deadpool, I think I heard this. I don't know if it's true or not, but she turned down the role of Vanessa.
Yes.
So to play.
It's like, I'm not going to play this role where I'm just a useless side character.
Yeah.
I'm going to be this role where I'm a useless side character.
And even Vanessa had more to do than Psylocke,
she had way
was
more to do.
And had a lot more development.
Which they didn't even. I like how they didn't even explain anyone's backstory in this. They just like jump to the point.
Well, Angel, you can just kind of guess he's a fighter.
A punk rock fighter.
Yeah, punk rock fighter. Fighter likes Metallica apparently.
And then we had the Mad Magneto, which we've already talked about.
Magneto, we probably talked about. Alright, so I think we're gonna go into
forgetting one.
No, we did. We got Archangel,
we got Psylocke, Magneto, and then what's her?
Angel, Psylocke,
Storm. Yeah, Storm. Okay, so
we covered all that for Husband. So now let's move on to the X-Men. So what did you guys think about the actual X-Men team?
Yeah.
I liked Cyclops. I thought that was cool. They didn't really use him as much. My favorite though was Nightcrawler, just because
Nightcrawler was
because that was like the way they used him was perfect. He was like good comedy.
He was even religious too because like
he was praying.
No, I mean that's what I'm saying. He was like they kept that about the character, which I like.
We're going to Stryker Island.
And I like that, and I liked how his powers, like, kind of like in the original, he was basically, he could do anything.
Yeah.
But then they kind of, like, nerfed him a little bit. And then they just had Jean Grey, and she was okay.
I thought Sophie Turner.
She was okay. And, we talked about how, comparing to The Last Stand, they actually do the Fire Phoenix.
Yes,
they actually do the Fire Phoenix.
Yes, it was basically The Last
Stand.
No,
okay, we gotta get to that last.
Okay, well, I think,
so I think it's like, how did you like the team setup? I felt like
I thought they got I can't even talk right now. They got a good roster of X-Men. Like I was happy which characters they had picked. I probably would have put Gambit in there, but that's probably.
What are you talking about? Channing Tatum's so good.
Oh yes, Channing Tatum. I don't. We'll talk about that movie some other time, but I thought they got a good roster. I liked.
Do you like the actors?
I like the actors. I think probably whoever they got for Nightcrawler, I think he did a good job, like doing what Alan Cumming did with X2, and I thought it was a good way to continue that character.
Yeah, I feel the same. I liked all the characters. Nightcrawler, he had his Thriller jacket. And,
they put the Thriller jacket on him.
And he had like this punk rock hair or whatever.
That's why he was like more of the punk rock scene kid.
Exactly. Yeah, really.
Like, I shop at Hot Topic, but not really. Hot Topic doesn't exist yet. But I go to the Munich circus. What is Mon?
Yeah,
I love that.
I was really happy he had a German
It was
accent.
kind of like the movie. What was the movie? Like Coming to America. It was basically that's what they did.
Actually, that Thriller jacket. I was thinking of another Eddie Murphy movie, Beverly Hills Cop. There's that scene where he's walking down the street and then he turns and he looks and there's these people dressed in Thriller outfits. Let's see. Also, yes, I thought Sophie Turner, she did a good job as Jean Grey.
Sansa Stark?
Yeah, okay.
Actually, no, this one she doesn't like. You actually root for her in this one, so.
Yeah, you do root for her.
Why don't you think they put Jubilee in the main roster?
I think
just
okay.
Fan service. Plus, she feels very 80s. Like
no. I think the problem with it though is with her, is the way her her powers work is she literally makes explosions. So like I would save that for like the Michael Bay movie. Oh. But like I feel like the problem with her is that she would make the situations too easy. Mm-hmm. But also this is the 80s. I feel like if they're going to use her, they would use her in the correct time she's supposed to be in the 90s. Yeah. But then she's gonna be like 29, going on 40.
I don't know how they're gonna do that.
So like, I felt like I wish they would have saved her for the 90s. But I kind of, I guess because of her outfit,
I was happy seeing her.
I thought it was kind of cool having her whole outfit was basically the same as the cartoon. I really like that.
Better than version in. Which one was she in, X1 or X2?
She's in both. No, she's in X2.
I think she might have been.
She was in X2 and X3.
Yeah.
She had like very like she didn't talk.
Yeah. I think she was mourning Professor X's death in X3, I believe. Like the
I remember.
Yes, but I just liked how they looked aesthetically, but hopefully in the DVD. They'll show, like, they'll have, like, the Jubilee cut.
The Jubilee cut.
I'm not sure if they'll have that. Like, I think they'll have the deleted scenes. Deleted. I liked Cyclops. He was, his character, he was likable. And I also liked the romance between Jean Grey and Cyclops. Like, it wasn't really even a romance. It was just hinted at.
Was it more hinted at
the attraction?
Was it more hinted at between that or between Jean Grey and Wolverine? That one scene. It's just like, wait.
Well, okay.
That was a little uncomfortable.
Jean Grey and Cyclops weren't, like, it wasn't creepy though.
But I guess because
Wolverine. In a few years, we'll be dating or something.
Oh yeah, and I really liked her. I whispered that to you. When she's up when Jean Grey's in bed, he's like, I feel like I'm really gonna hurt somebody. She's staring right at Professor X, like knowing exactly what's gonna happen later if they decide to do the Dark Phoenix again.
Dark Phoenix, I hope they do. Oh yeah, Beast.
He was just there. Beast was just there.
I don't think they gave him that much to do. He was just kind of there, and he doesn't even turn blue until like the end, doesn't he?
Yeah, they don't even show the transformation. Just goes.
Yeah,
he's like, oh, I forgot my meds.
I forgot my meds.
But he's a good actor though. I like the guy who plays him. I think he plays good Hank McCoy. But I like Kelsey Grammer a lot more though. I want to see in the next movie him transform into that kind of beast.
Yeah,
the guy who's quoting literature, who's comfortable in his own skin. And also like the blue hair and all that stuff, the hairstyle.
And then lastly we had Jennifer Lawrence.
She was in the movie.
Yeah, she was in the. I think.
Well,
yes.
What I don't like was why keep her Jennifer Lawrence the whole time?
Because she doesn't want to put on makeup. 5 hours of makeup.
I only think she uses her powers like properly once towards the end.
No, in the beginning she only uses it twice. She uses it twice, and the first time was when she saves Nightcrawler, and she's like, confident. He went that way. Yeah, I'm Russian.
Yeah.
And then the other time was at the end when she's Psylocke, and she fucking.
Yeah. So the only cool thing Psylocke did, and it wasn't even Psylocke.
Oh, and they finally gave her the white suit.
Oh yeah, they gave her the white suit.
I thought, finally. Then like she's not naked in every movie.
Was that
a Bryan Singer thing? Yeah. Or was she like that in the comics too?
She was like that. That's a Bryan Singer thing.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't know why they did it like that. I guess it was just to be super fan service. Because it makes
no, he just wanted to see John Stamos' ex-wife naked. That was pretty.
But no, I feel like how they used her in this movie was a lot better.
But actually, no. I think. I think she was used a little bit better in Days of Future Past, like the way they kind of.
That's because she was like the huge. She was the huge.
She was kind of like the antagonist in that one, and then.
She was like the huge plot. But she wasn't the plot. If she died,
that's the plot.
The world ends.
Yeah.
Or no, she kills Trask.
That's does she? No, she doesn't.
No, but she doesn't shoot by not choosing to kill him. It alters the time.
I haven't seen that movie in a while.
Huh? By not choosing to kill Trask, it alters the timeline and she becomes a good guy. That's pretty much what it was. That's what the whole plan was. But I'm not sure whether it was really necessary for her to even be in the movie. I think what they could have done, they could have just said that she went rogue and that's it. And that's why she's not in the movie. They could have done that. Or because like the whole movie all the way to the end, then she's like, okay, now I'm an X-Men or something like that. They should have just started off the movie with her being an X-Man. She could have had the white costume or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
But they had to get the awesome flight suits, which they then turned into their outfits. Which I like how they all apparently fit them perfectly for like teenagers.
And then what colors were they? So that girl had the red, and then
they were all black.
They all black?
They were all. No, at first when they're in the what is it? The Blackbird? Is that the name of the plane?
Yeah, it's all black.
Yeah, they're all wearing the all black costumes from the first movie.
Yeah.
The first 2000.
Oh yeah, you're right.
And yes, I'm like again black suits. What is with you, Bryan Singer, and your black leather fetish? Jeez.
but then they actually get the color, and I thought it was funny.
Finally.
And then rewatching, I forgot that rewatching Deadpool, they get Negasonic Teenage Warhead in the actual like yellow.
That's weird. That's the only movie where they actually do the proper yellow suit.
For the first class, they had the yellow.
Oh, okay. But this is like the proper like.
Yeah,
I think because it's a lower budget, and they could do whatever.
Did they have yellow in any of their costumes?
Wolverine did.
No, I mean at the end
had
of
the orange highlights.
Yeah, like the highlights.
But I think they might be building to it or not. I mean, it's kind of like.
Yeah, so you need 8 movies to build up to comic accurate costumes.
All right, so.
I'm counting like even the movies before First Class.
Yeah.
Is it 8? If you count the Wolverine movies too.
I think it's 10 right now.
Is it 10?
Yeah, because they had the Wolverine movies and then six X-Men movies.
Do you count Deadpool?
Deadpool, you count.
Actually,
it's 9. Actually, no, 9. So that's about 9 movies.
Okay.
And alright, so let's move on. Alright, we're gonna move on to the final fight. What did you guys think of the last fight in the movie?
It was stupid.
It was stupid.
I'm not even keeping it on the rug. It was stupid.
I like some of it, but I feel a lot of it went on for too long. Like, well, I don't know. What did you think?
Probably say. What about the fight between Apocalypse and Professor X in there?
That was stupider.
Oh, okay, that was the stupidest thing in that movie.
It's like having like a psychopath.
Okay, what? I have to sit up for this. What the hell happened? Okay, you wanna know?
Wow.
Instead of having like some weird action sequence, like outside with, but I don't know. All right, so they go into their brains, and then Professor X
he has hair again.
He has the hair again, and then
he can walk.
Builds the house in his mind.
You're my house.
And he's like, "You're my house now." Let's start beating the shit out of him. And then all of a sudden, Apocalypse is able to like outpower him, or
he's like, "Oh, we're gonna need a bigger house."
Just build a bigger house, and like.
He
turned bigger.
Did he say that?
Yeah,
I need a bigger house. What the heck?
I was so confused. Like, at first I thought they had cut that scene out of the movie because they showed it in the trailer, and then also, so that's what that was all about. Yeah. But I was so confused. Like, okay, what is going on? Like, okay, so they're in the brain, but like, if he brought him down to his platform, then why wasn't Professor X able to empower him?
This ain't no like Nightmare on Elm Street 3. Ain't no Dream Warriors. They can't get on his level. Apparently, Apocalypse is so fucking smart.
Yeah.
And then the whole point of that is just. The funniest part about this is that they keep cutting to Jean.
Yeah.
And she's just like, "Yeah, we know you're gonna help us. Help me. Yes, help us." And then finally,
6 minutes later.
Yeah, like 6 minutes. And she's like, "Jean," and she comes and she's
and then finally she comes and she's walking on air. And I thought that was actually in their head. That really confused me because they're doing all this weird stuff in their minds. Then suddenly she's doing it. And like, oh, this is in the real world? Okay. Yeah. And then she turns into Phoenix.
And then she completely destroys.
Oh no! And then Cyclops.
And then the Ultima. And then powers. How many tests start getting away? Yeah, was he making another portal or something? Yeah, it's like he's getting away.
And then Storm comes, she's just
and Storm turns for some reason because she saw Apocalypse break Quicksilver's leg.
No, it wasn't that, because she was choking Jennifer Lawrence.
Oh. You're choking my hero.
I don't know, we were talking about that at the end.
Okay. No, but yeah, so then Jean Grey melts his face off apparently and then disintegrates.
No, okay, the funny thing about
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
No, the funniest thing
I was thinking that too, the Raiders of the Lost Ark. Like, starts melting apart, and then...
No, I think the best part about this is going into this, because I like how we had healing, like, Apocalypse has healing factor.
Oh,
and I'm thinking, like, man, this is gonna be like Deadpool, like, they're gonna destroy him and just gonna come back.
Oh,
no.
yeah.
Are you talking about Origins?
Yeah, because no, I like how they never addressed that, like, oh, you can't kill him because...
No, but I still think Deadpool is different from Wolverine's, like, killing factor. Because if you kill Wolverine, he can't come back, can he?
I don't know, let's wait until the next comic book comes out.
No, I think if you blow up Wolverine in pieces, he doesn't come back, so I think it was that same healing factor.
Okay.
Because I know Deadpool, you can blow him up and then, like, the budget didn't have it. The budget didn't have it.
Off,
Alright, we're getting sidetracked again.
Okay. But no, I thought I thought it was the stupidest fight.
Yeah, it was stupid.
Because it's just like Magneto just like shooting stuff and it's not working. Okay. That's what I would have thought, like, this is like when I first thought, this is where the nukes would have made fucking sense. See, they would have blown up the world.
Yeah.
But it's like, either way, the world would have blown up. So I thought that would have been kind of cool, like they shoot him into space and Magneto, like...
Or you could have had all the nukes come down on Apocalypse.
Yeah, but someone had to make like an energy...
somebody would have...
So let's just like completely destroy Cairo.
Yeah.
It's gone.
Everyone's already dead. Oh, I might as well.
Well, wouldn't it have been kind of like a repeat of First Class, all the nukes? Because in First Class they had like all the U.S. and the... what's it called?
The Soviet Union.
The Soviet Union. They point all the missiles at the mutants on the island. So it would have been kind of similar to that.
Oh, it's still recording.
Okay, good. Yeah, so it would have been kind of similar to. But what about the other stuff in the fight besides what was going on in Professor X's head or whatever?
Oh, you mean like Apocalypse choking?
Yeah.
Okay,
yes, the highlight of the movie.
What? That's the highlight of the movie?
Yeah, I wanted it to be, but it wasn't as satisfying as I thought it would be.
I think it wasn't as satisfying because
she did something.
You kind of thought this was it for Mystique, like.
Yeah, that's why.
That was kind of the thing. Like, I'm like,
that's like,
it was funny. It was funny in the promotional material. Like, like feminists getting upset about
Apocalypse choking on Mystique, but then
when you see it in the film, like,
but it makes okay. But in that,
for her. Like Jennifer Lawrence, like this is her contract expiring. Like,
no, okay. The thing with that though, I feel like even I can agree with like the promotional stuff of how it kind of looks really fucking bad. Mm-hmm. But I feel like how they used it in the movie was a lot better than what they should just not use it in the promotional stuff. Of just fucking choking her, because I thought that was just bad taste. But when you get to the actual movie, it makes sense because she's trying to like make everyone fucking pay attention to Apocalypse. And even though she's like out of all of them, she's like the weakest mutant there, because all she can do is fucking transform. That's good for like what? And she's fucking getting choked out, and everyone's like
she could have transformed into Apocalypse maybe, and that would have confused him.
Am I looking at a mirror?
I am you. Your ways, like, you don't rule the world successfully or something, like, I'm here to stop you, Apocalypse.
But I just felt like that scene was really fucking stupid, but also really fucking awesome at the same time, just because it got to the point of where, I think we're gonna have a major death in this movie. Have we had someone die in this movie? Nope, no one important.
Oh, well, Arcane was.
Oh yeah,
Magneto's family.
Magneto's family.
Havoc.
Yeah, they're collateral damage.
Pretty much. What about Psylocke fighting Beast? They cut out a part where, like in the trailers, it shows
like douche.
Yes, douche between the toes. That didn't happen.
Oh yeah.
Is that like part-time?
Part-time. I guess.
Alright, so we talk about the finale, alright, I guess we can talk about the final scene of the movie.
The final scene?
Yeah,
like, going into the movie, I thought the final scene would be bald Professor X in his chair.
Yeah, and that's what it ended up being.
Kind of. Wasn't it like all the X-Men standing?
Are we talking about like the after
it was a door closing on...
Oh, really? Okay.
It was a door closing, and that's how it finished.
Okay, I thought we were talking about like the after credit scene.
Oh, the after credit
scene? Oh, no, we get to that. No, we're talking about
we forgot about the most important part, though.
Which one?
Stan Lee.
Oh!
Yes, Stan Lee.
We got like the best. I think this is a really good Stan Lee cameo just because it's...
I think
it featured his actual wife.
Yeah, it features his wife.
Oh, is this going to be the first year? Four Stan Lee cameos in 1 year. That is crazy.
Well, I mean...
It's the year of the Stan.
I mean, they're just like, they're trying to pile up his
cameo count.
His cameo counts for the remainder of his life, but
yeah, pretty much.
I don't mind it. They should put him in BBS.
Just for no reason.
No, they can still do that for Justice League. Hey, Stan, we need you in Justice League. What? I don't want to be in the Justice League. Can I be Commissioner Gordon?
Can I be Commissioner Gordon?
No, we have Jim Gordon.
No, Judo, yeah.
Yeah, good Stanley cameo, and first time featuring his wife.
Yeah, that was his actual wife.
Yeah.
And then only other time he did a
X-Men.
His last cameo was it The Last Stand?
Yeah.
For the X-Men movies, yeah.
The hose.
The hose.
Sorry.
Also, that was another cameo he did with the guest. Last one was Lou Ferrigno and.
Oh yeah.
And with the first Hulk.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the first.
No, in the first Hulk. Oh yeah, in the very first one, not the Edward Norton.
Yeah, they did. We started with Lou Ferrigno, so that was another time he shared a cameo. So. Yeah. All right,
so leads up to Old Man Logan, which may. Actually, no, it won't happen.
Wait, no, we gotta get to the after credits scene.
We're just finished the end. So we have them. They rebuild the house, and then they get into the starting position, and then the Sentinels, and then the film.
You mean the danger room? They actually show the danger room.
Oh, did they turn the Cerebral room into?
No, that was a different room. That was that was the danger room.
Oh, okay, that was the danger. Okay, so that was like the target practice.
So is Cerebral not going to be in the next one?
Probably.
So, alright, so...
I mean, there's probably more...
I mean, we've never seen Cerebro in any of the other films,
okay,
man.
that's true. I guess they overuse
It's like in every other... Yes, exactly.
Watch, probably Professor X now has the ability to, not use Cerebro.
Yeah,
How was he using it without Cerebro?
Although Cerebro was much different in this movie, they decided to make it blue. Why'd you make it that color? And then he turns to Mystique.
No reason.
No reason.
No reason. Yeah, and then cut to credits. That's your favorite part of the movie, isn't it?
And that was it. So that was X-Men Apocalypse, and then we got the post-credit scene. So, what did you think about the post-credit scene?
Fucking Mr. Sinister.
Mr. Sinister.
Yeah! I'm so excited for this, just because we're probably gonna get female Wolverine. I said, was it X-23?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna put that there if I'm wrong, and you guys can laugh at me. But I'm excited for this just because I actually really like Mr. Sinister.
Yeah,
and it's gonna get really, really cool. I'm excited for that, even though I wish they would have shown more stuff for maybe Old Man Logan. Maybe shown
they had Weapon X. That's it.
I guess, but I felt for it just all it was is you don't even see him. You just see Essex Corporation. It's we have the blood. Except I really props to the guys that have to clean up all the corpses. I mean, I would probably. I'm pretty sure the people that clean up all the bullets all day probably make $4 an hour. So props to them.
Yeah, they're working on Canadian money too. So.
Oh, they're working on. I don't know. Actually, they're probably working with pennies, Canadian pennies.
Old Man Logan, the movie, it has what is it, Team Alpha Strike? Is that the name, or is it Team Alpha?
We don't know. It's gonna be like a.
No, what was the name in the comics? Isn't it? It's like a Canadian Avengers sort of type thing.
So you think Sinister is gonna be in Apocalypse or not Apocalypse?
The sequel. The
sequel or Old Man Logan?
I would imagine he would be not Old Man Logan, but I'd actually
sequel. Whenever it comes out.
It would be in the next one, just because what he does is he clones people.
Oh, okay.
So he clones Wolverine.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So he'll be the.
That makes sense.
I don't know how I feel.
Because it's kind of, even though he's not real, Apocalypse, I would imagine is the AAA, the superhero, super villain. I guess I'm sorry.
Of the X-Men.
Of the X-Men, and then I probably put Magneto is AAA, but Apocalypse is pretty up there.
I don't get why Magneto because he keeps getting kind of pushed to the side in a lot of these.
Well, because you're getting to the point we're trying to give him more.
Because you had Trask as the villain, and then you had Apocalypse, and then Kevin Spacey
Kevin Bacon.
Kevin Spacey would be amazing. Actually, I'd probably want him to be Mr. Sinister.
That'd be good.
He already plays his own fucking House of Cards. Why not?
Oh man.
He was Lex in Superman Returns.
Yes.
Wrong!
So not as good as Ding Ding Ding.
But that was the only thing, other than no Hugh Jackman ass shot, that was disappointing about the Wolverine cameo. I wanted to see Wolverine with the comic accurate yellow costume.
We're gonna get that. We're probably gonna get that in.
I think we're gonna
get
that.
Old Man Logan, but
it'll either be that or be the last scene, like the after credit scene for that movie. Will be him just putting it on and being like, "Wow, this is fucking stupid." That's what they're gonna use the F word.
That's the.
Did we talk about
it's rated R. It's rated R, so they can just like say.
Did we talk about that? The great use of the F word in the movie.
Oh, no, I guess if you want.
No, we don't need to talk. Well, no, people are gonna need to experience it.
Okay, yeah, experience it.
But actually get into that. The movie was really gory.
Yeah, pretty much. I think
that was just look.
Okay, I'm sorry, but when you see like Angel like
transform, Wolverine, Angel
oh
my god, cringe.
Or literally the first shot they show is like them slicing the guy's belly open, and like it kills. Why not?
Oh man, yeah, it was a lot more violent. Like I kind of feel they're becoming more comfortable ever since
Deadpool.
Greenlighting an R-rated Deadpool, like how far they can show because they've always filmed like R-rated versions of X-Men films, like not X-Men but the last Wolverine was filmed to be R-rated, but they had to PG-13 it, so they've already been kind of comfortable or they've always kind of did it where they kind of like shoot really violent movies, but just
tone them down.
But now after Deadpool, I think they're kind of more lenient of like how much they can show. So I think that's how they're gonna, from this point on, I think that's how they're gonna like differentiate themselves from Marvel, because like Marvel you get a lot of violence in their movies, but it's not like to this level of like gratuitous like violence and like blood squirting everywhere. Yeah. So I think that's how they're gonna differentiate themselves from the Marvel ones.
Yeah, I think that's good. Yeah, it leads up to Old Man Logan. So
just straight up murdering people. If we had the Hulk in there, that would be amazing, but we can't.
You just Google.
Not 40.
Yeah,
unless they announce like, oh, we get to share Marvel characters.
The difference is with the Spider-Man deal was that. I think we're basically done with the review at this point, but like.
Yeah, I think we should.
But yeah, is that when are we gonna see them team up, because they got their own thing happening, and they're really successful as to what they're doing. So
yeah.
So Trenton, Zach, any final thoughts on X-Men Apocalypse?
I'd just say watch it, even if it's on TV, even if you have to like Redbox it.
I think if it's on cable, you're putting it, or if it's on you can see it on your or it's not even Fios anymore. What is it? It's
Vizio.
What's it now? I know they changed Files, but if you see it on TV, you're watching it. Like it's
enjoyable.
It's an entertainment.
Like, I didn't like when I watched it, because I actually watched it on my birthday. It was actually really, really enjoyable to watch. So I didn't hate it comparing to like other movies. But yeah, give it a watch. Anything else for you, Paul?
No, I think we basically said everything. I enjoyed it. I think it had a lot of problems, but at the end of the day, like I don't regret watching it. Like I was satisfied with it. Like I said that a lot of times too. I don't feel like any of the X-Men movies are like masterpieces. Like compared to like you can point out at least like 3 like really good Marvel movies, but with the X-Men, it's just like
hit or miss.
They're more hit or miss, and I think this was. This is a better X-Men 3 than The Last Stand, so I think that's.
We'll get to that review another day.
And one day we'll review that one. So.
But yeah.
I think that's it. So thank you for watching. If you stay on.
White thoughts.
Oh, what were your final thoughts, Trenton?
Well, okay, you should definitely watch it. No, but also like how I view this film, I kind of feel like it's the Dark Knight Rises of the trilogy.
Yeah.
Where like it has an opening that catches your attention. Mm-hmm. It has a bunch of references to the first movie. This one has a lot of references to First Class. It has the flashbacks, and Dark Knight Rises had a bunch of references to Batman Begins.
Yeah, and that's something I do like when the trilogy just like they just bring
it full circle.
They bring it full circle. So
yeah.
So this was a better X-Men 3 than
actual X-Men
than Last Stand. So, all right. So I hope you stay all the way to the very end. So thank you for watching our spoiler discussion of Film Squad. All right, and so peace out.
Bye.
Excelsior.